Hi, this message is from Happiness Matters Podcast Edition. I'm Goddess Valentina, the Healing Goddess, and I'm here to give a heartfelt message just to add to the universe something positive. And this message is today talking about, I get a lot of this, how do you connect? I pray, I do all of my stuff that I'm supposed to do, but I'm not connected. This is a big thing. And I had the same issue also. So I think a lot of people don't like themselves. I think a lot of people are not used to sitting with themselves. And I think people are scared to death and have a lot of fear, and all of those things block connections. But the best thing I can tell people is close your eyes and think of something that brings you joy. How does that feel? How does that look? How does that smell? How does that taste? What brings you joy? How do you feel when you're in the presence of this situation? When you're in the most happiest, wonderful, loving place? What are you doing? Where are you? What are you feeling? And connect with that. And when you connect with that, that's the connection. That's how you're supposed to feel. Everything comes from the heart, not the mind. And so we need to get out of our mind and get into our heart. That's where everything lies. So when you're trying to connect with God, think of something first that brings you joy and happiness, because that raises your energy. And now you're opening your heart, and now the energy flow. Now the flow of divine energy is starting to flow through you. And once you have that feeling and that emotion, then begin to pray. And now you'll have the power. You'll have the connection. Some people feel heat, tingles, elevation, whatever. I always feel heat and I feel light. And that's when you're open to receive and hear. Now, people like, hear, what do you hear? Now, basically, how do I say, if a thought comes into your mind, if an idea happens to spark in your mind, it's going to sound like your thoughts. If a thought comes into your mind, if you hear your voice, those are divine interventions. Those are divine inspirations that are coming through. But we're thinking it's going to sound like, here it is, you will go forth. No, it doesn't work that way. We need to get out of our minds. It's the feeling of love. God is love. Universal energy is love. Everything is love. Love is power. Love is where we pull our power source. Love, love, love. Yes, there's this beautiful mantra called Aham Prima. And it's like, I am the energy of the divine love. Like, I love that. Like, if you say this constantly, I am the reflection of divine love, you start to radiate that energy. You start to become that energy, So think about what brings you joy. And that moment when you're happy and you're free, in that moment, boom, that's where it is. And stay with it and don't lose it. And that's where, tears can fall, gratitude, thankfulness, forgiveness, whatever. There are a lot of faiths that preach about being fearful of God, and sometimes people are so afraid they don't pray, or they feel that they're not worthy, and so they stay away from all this. This is insanity. The universal energy is love. Have you ever heard documentaries and stories of people that have said that they've been like, they thought they've died and they've almost crossed over and they've seen the light, and you ask them what they feel, and they said they felt this unconditional love, a love that they've never felt before. That's what it is. So we need to get rid of all this hogwash. And let's get more into love. That feeling of love. What connects us to love? Create a beautiful energy centers. I love energy centers. And it's like a little place in your room where you are drawn to a color. And say that you're going through something and it's going to take a while to move through. Think of a color that Think of the end result and how happy you will be once this is resolved. And what color do you see? That's the color that you want to get. So if you want to get candles, if you want to get any little things that have those colors in it, and every time you see those colors, you're going to think of the end result. You're going to think of happiness. You're going to think of joy. And you're going to light candles. You're going to light incense. You're going to light, put your essential oils. And that is going to be a place of drawing energy, a place where you connect to, it's a place of connection. Some people have altars and things of that sort. It is the same thing as a place of connection where you feel connected. And your objects, when you pray, you want to cleanse them. You want to cleanse them and say, this is a tool. This is a healing tool. This is a blessed tool that I'm going to use to connect us to the divine. And these tools will start to radiate that energy for you. And it should be only used for these things. This is how all this stuff works, and if you're in a yoga practice, if you're in just a religious practice, if you're just in a spiritual practice, or you're trying to build a practice and have no idea what to do, but you just want to get involved in this, start with what makes you happy. That feeling, that joy, and that's where the divine is, right there. Like, I have tears in my eyes because I love the way that feeling feels. It's a wonderful feeling. And the more you bring, the more you are feeling it, and it's just flowing and radiating through you, you will start to become connected to more of your tools. So when you're lighting the candle, the energy is flowing through you, through the candle, elevating the energy. If you're using prayer beads, if you're having your head wrapped in prayer, if you're singing, if you're playing music, if you're drawing, whatever, if you're creating, just get into that love space. Because love is the highest energy of them all. And that's why rose oil is so expensive. Oh my God, a pure bottle of rose oil is like almost $200. Rose oil is the highest frequency. Highest. Eventually one day when I have a flow of cash, I'm going to buy myself authentic, pure rose oil. And I will be using that to anoint myself with that, to have the highest oil, to radiate the highest energies of love. It's so wonderful. Crystals also have these beautiful, beautiful vibrations. It's, you're going to hold a crystal and people are like, okay, now what? It's not about now what. If you go on YouTube, there are videos that show when people put crystals next to them, how their aura changes in color. Crystals cannot be corrupted, and so they elevate you when you need to be elevated. They help you get to a frequency that you need to be if you're just not there. They bring forth healing. That's how healing starts to take place and moves more rapidly in your life. And you will, as you bond with your crystals, you become this energy. You can make crystal water, put small little crystal chips in a spray bottle and spray it on you every day. You become that crystalline energy water, and it really does work. Anything that's made from the earth, anything that's of God, it works. So the connection, feeling of love, feeling of joy, feeling of happiness, listening to music, that's where God is. And when you feel that, that is the moment to pray, to just send a prayer, even if it's like some people miss their grandchildren, and when they see their grandchildren, they have this huge amount of love and they feel alive. And that's the moment you say, thank you, God. Thank you for hearing my prayers. Thank you for this feeling right now, this connection. And we need to take that and seal it in a bottle. And the next time when the grandkids are gone and you're just feeling like blah, go to that connection. When you're in that feeling, write it down. What does it feel like? How are you feeling now? And then when you're in those low places, open that up and read it. You'll be like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to feel. This is a feeling thing. It's nothing mental. And if you're feeling the pure energy of love, that is the best thing ever. I am getting emotional because it's something so simple and people make it so complicated. Bringing the fragrance of love into your home with fresh flowers and perfumes and incense, and it's just so romantic. I just love the way the feeling feels, and I pray that you guys will start to learn to, and then that's when gifts are starting to be revealed and show you what you're good at, and other doors start opening when you can slow down and just feel what's going on. I used to have anxieties and panic attacks, and I know what triggers my anxieties and panic attacks, and I know what doesn't, and what brings me peace. The spiritual life can be a lonely one, depending on the people that you have around your life, but eventually you will start to attract more like people like you, and then you won't be lonely after a while. But sometimes we got to clear the house. You can always, it's just them not having so much access to you, when you haven't heard from somebody for a while, they're like, oh my God, how are you? And it's just all this love and this wonderful energy and the connection. That's it. We have to learn, because you need to really hear your own voice, not everybody else's. You need to hear what your body is telling you, your energy, your feelings, your vibrations. As you're connecting and clearing and cleansing yourself, you need to know what's going on here, and to really identify it. And sometimes there's things that you just need to keep private and just not share, So it's something that's really, really important. And I think that this is a great path to go on. There's just so much beautiful things out here, and I really wish this part of the world, the western side of the world, really can get a hang of that, So this message is from Goddess Fontaine, the Healing Goddess. I have a shop on Etsy.com. And the shop is Happiness Matters 88. And it's an energy shop of beautiful baths and incense and tuning forks and just of high energy. And it's a place for someone who's really starting to work on their spirituality, a place where a really high and beautiful, uplifted place. So anyway, this message is from Goddess Valentina, and thank you for listening. And I hope this was helpful and insightful. It's all about the connection. It's all about the heartfelt connection. And those good memories that mean so much to you. That's where God is, right there. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and have a good one. Talk with you soon. Bye.